And we'll get going. We'll do 2 different circuit rounds tonight. Oh, and your towel or your band if you want it for warm up. Okay, so let's start 30 jumping jacks whenever you guys are ready. All right, 30 jumping jacks. Grab that towel or the band or whatever you're using for our halos, arms outstretched around the right to the back, left in front. We're going to 5 circles right, 5 circles left. Get your 5 and then reverse left to right, circling the head, open up chest and shoulders. And once you get your 5 in your 5, let's bring our hands to the upper back. Keep that chest nice and wide and open. Feet underneath your hips, knees unlocked. Going into our hip hinges. Starting to feel a stretch in the back side of the body. One more. Coming up to standing, take those feet nice and wide. We're going to do our 4-part squat, so hands in front, reaching down for your toes, bending at the knees, drop it down in your squat, arms overhead and stand. Take your time. We're going to go through 5, only dropping as low as you feel comfortable. Remember, just warm up. Get the hips, hamstrings open. And once you do reach your 5, bring those feet back in, do our mummy stretch, unlock those knees, round that back, coming down to the right side, hang loose in the front to the left, and then roll it on up. Let's do 3 right, 3 left. Just dragging that towel along the floor or along your shins. 3, and then reverse down to the left, front, right, and up. 3 each direction. Once you get your 3, you can drop the towel or your band off to the side. We're just going to go into our hip flexor stretches. So left foot forward, right foot back to start. You can use something for balance if you need to. Back heels off the ground. Drop that back hip. You can be up here. You can have your hands to a chair. If you want to bring your hands down lower to the mat, you can, whatever feels right. I'm going to hang out here for about 3 breaths. And then from here, we're going to do a little bit of a different transition tonight. So you can come back up. I'm going to have you turn forward. Keep on that same leg. We're going to go into our side hip flexor stretch. So you can either be up here or you can be down. So we're staying on that same side. We're just getting our inner part of our thigh stretch on that same side before we switch. Taking another breath, come through center. And then let's get to the other side. So now right knee bent, left leg extended. You can be up high too. Hands can be on a chair, hands can be on your knees, thighs, whatever feels right. One more breath. And then from here, you're just going to rotate, turn to the side. And we're back to our hip flexor stretch on our other side. You can also be up here. If that feels better, whatever works for you. 2 more breaths here. And once you've done your 2 breaths, you can kind of come back through center, walk your toes in just enough so you can slowly roll your way all the way back up to standing. Shake out those legs. Let's just do our ankles, point and flex with the right. And then do your circles around. And reverse the direction. Shake it out. Opposite side, point and flex. And then some circles around. Shake it on out. All right, guys, grab some water. Get what you need to do. Any last stretches? And I'm going to explain what we're doing. So we're doing 2 circuits tonight. They're identical as far as the format. We're doing 1-minute circuits, okay, or 1-minute intervals. So kind of a longer interval, but I'm going to be breaking them up in 30-second portions. So you're going to work for 1 minute, and then you have 30 seconds of rest or recovery. And then we're going to work for a minute, rest for 30, work, rest, work, rest. We've got 4 different segments, and we're going to repeat it 3 times through. So I'm just going to go through what those 4 exercise segments look like. And then in those 30 seconds, I'll give you guys a reminder of what's coming up so you are prepared. But just to show you off the start, we're going to start our first movement. We're going to be doing a dumbbell deadlift for 30 seconds, okay? So for your dumbbell deadlift, your weight is in front of your hips. You can have your feet, we can go a little bit more sumo with this deadlift. So feet can be a little wider, toes out to the side. You're still gonna reach back with your hips, knees are slightly bent. You're gonna come down, tap the floor if you can. If you can't, just get as low as you can while keeping a flat back. We're gonna be here for 30 seconds, okay? So that's the first 30 seconds of the minute. When I tell you we're 30 seconds in, you're gonna bring that weight up to your chest, goblet style. You're immediately gonna go into 30 seconds of goblet squats, okay? So it's kind of 2 parts. You're gonna do deadlift, 30 seconds, and then immediately goblet squat for 30 seconds. And then we have a full 30 seconds of rest, okay? So that's movement number 1. Movement number 2, you're gonna grab your second weight, make sure it's nearby. Same concept, first 30 seconds is gonna be a bicep curl, okay? Nothing fancy, just regular bicep curls. At the 30-second mark, we're gonna go into an overhead press. Okay, so again, I'll just cue you in for when we're halfway. You just switch from doing bicep curls to overhead press for an additional 30 seconds. And then we rest. We got 30 seconds off. Number 3, I got all these leaves flying into my garage right now. Number 3 is gonna be swings. So we're gonna do single arm swings, okay? So your first 30 seconds, we're gonna do right. Second 30 seconds, we're gonna do left. Swings you can do with the dumbbell, or if you've got your kettlebell, use the kettlebell. Hike it back, stand up tall, float on top, use those hips. So we'll do 30 seconds, and then we'll switch. We'll do 30 seconds on our left. Again, we have 30 seconds of rest. After that, our last part is a 2-part plank. This is where you're gonna come down to the mat. We're gonna be doing an elbow touch plank. The first 30 seconds, the second 30 seconds is gonna be a down dog plank. So I'll explain what that looks like. So first 30 seconds, you're gonna come to high plank. You're gonna pick up one hand and you're gonna tap the opposite shoulder. Put that hand down, opposite hand comes up, tap the shoulder. You're trying to do this without doing a whole lot of rocking of your hips, okay? So sometimes it's better to do this with your feet a little wider, okay? You have a little bit more stability that way. Doesn't matter how many you get in, because you're gonna be just doing that for 30 seconds, but lift, tap, down, lift, tap, down. If that's too hard, see if you can just lift your hand off the mat and put it down. Lift the hand, put it down. The second 30 seconds, we're gonna be going between high plank, which we were just in, downward facing dog. So you get a moment here, but you're just gonna be moving back and forth. So this is what it looks like. I'm going high plank, down dog, high plank, down dog. So I'm holding my core in the whole time. I'm just kind of moving between those 2 positions. Okay, so that's our 4th movement. We will go back to the top and we start again. So just a reminder, your first one is a deadlift, 30 seconds, and then a goblet squat for 30 seconds. In between the movements, like I said, I'll kind of let you guys know what's coming up. You don't have to remember everything right now. I just want you guys to see it at least once before we get into it. So we'll go through the whole series of movements 3 times, take a big rest in the middle, and then we'll move on. All right, let me get my timer set up. You guys need to grab your weights, grab your mat, get ready. All right, so first movement is deadlifts and squats, and we're gonna go in 10. So deadlifts are first, weight is at your hips. Heel toes out to the side. Here we go, 2, 1, And we're working. So deadlift, 30 seconds. Slight bend in your knee, hips are going back, chest stays lifted. Remember, deadlifts are more about the hamstrings, less about the knee bend. 15 more seconds, and we go into squat. All right, squats in 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that weight up, immediately transfer and go into your squat. So no rest here. We're going from one movement to the next. We get 30 seconds of rest once we're done with our squats. Inhale, exhale. Halfway through, 15 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Here's your 30 seconds of rest recovery or transition. So next one coming up, it's going to be bicep curl for 30 seconds, overhead press for 30 seconds, okay? So you do need your 2 weights. You are going to be working for that full minute. Make sure you choose appropriately. We go in 10 seconds. Catch that breath. All right, here we go. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Bicep curls, 30 seconds. Knees are unlocked, bending at the elbow, shoulders are down. Couple more here. We got 5 seconds. We're gonna go into overhead press in 3, 2, 1. All right, 30 seconds. We immediately transition into overhead press. Make sure those shoulders down, those knees are still unlocked. Inhale, exhale. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Here's your 30 seconds of rest right here. Shake out the arms. Next on deck, we have our swings. So this one, single arm swing, we're gonna do right arm for 30 seconds, and then we'll immediately just go left arm for 30 seconds. Use your dumbbell or use your kettlebell, whatever you prefer or have. Here we go, right side. In 3, 2, 1, back to work. You're swinging it back, standing up quick, using the back side of your body to push that weight forward. Inhale, exhale. Getting ready to switch in 5, 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Your transition didn't look pretty, it's okay. As long as you're on the left side. Take it back, stand it up. Make sure you're not arching your back when you stand up. Squeeze the glutes. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. All right, 30-second transition here. This is where we're coming down to the mat. We've got that 2-part plank series. Elbow touches first. If either of these is too challenging to you, you can just go to a modified plank. You can put your hands up on a chair. You can put your knees on the floor. We'll do something different altogether. Whatever works for you. But here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up in a high plank. Try to lift that hand off the floor. If you can tap the opposite elbow, you're concentrating on keeping your hips from shifting side to side. Slow and controlled. Doesn't matter how many you get. Breathe. We're gonna be shifting into that downward dog plank. In 3, 2, 1, start in that high plank. Lift your hips up, downward dog. Coming back to high plank. Keep that core tight so that you're not letting your hips fall through when you come back. You're just moving those shoulders over the wrist, and then you're moving your hips up and away. Shoulders to the wrist, and then hips up and away. Almost there. Keep moving through it. Don't let your heels come all the way down here, not in this downward dog. In 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, it's your 30-second transition here to get yourself off the floor. That's 1 time through. We're doing this 3 times. We're starting back at the top. We've got deadlifts, and then we've got squats. We've got 15 more seconds to rest. Grab some quick water. All right, here we go. Back to work in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Deadlifts are first. So reaching back with the hips. Back is flat. Stays lifted. Hamstring focused for the first half. Quad focused for the second half. Switching to squats in 3, 2, 1. Weight comes up to your chest. Now you can drop your hips, press your knees to the side, going into our squats, 30 seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. You can set that weight down, catch your breath, take your time, 30 seconds off here. Exercise number 2, we're gonna go back into bicep curl, 30 seconds, and then overhead press for 30 seconds. 15 more seconds to catch your breath. All right, here we go. We're back to work in 3, 2, 1, bicep curls. Unlock those knees so you're not bouncing all around. Keeping that core tight, shoulders down, elbows by your sides. Couple more. 5 seconds, we transition. 2, 1. From here, we're going into overhead press. Shoulders away from your ears, knees are unlocked. Halfway, 15 more seconds. Almost there. Get a couple more. 3, 2, 1. Rest. 30 seconds. Same thing. Catch your breath. Take your time. 30 seconds. Next exercise up, we've got our swings. So right arm 30 seconds, and then we'll switch. We got left arm for 30 seconds, either with 1 dumbbell or kettlebell, whatever you prefer. All right, we're back to work. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Right side, 30 seconds. Hike it back, stand up fast, squeeze your butt. No arching the back. Breathe. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1. Switch over to that left. Keep it going. Stand up quick. Use that lower half of your body. Everything on the back side. Couple more. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. and rest. Weight goes down. This is our transition to the mat for our plank series. Elbow touch plank, first 30, and then in between plank and down dog for the second 30. Or just holding a plank the whole time if you want to just test your plank abilities. But here we go. 5 seconds. We get started. 3, 2, 1. Back to work. Remember, if you're feeling like you can't help from twisting your hips, take your feet wider. Wider base will help you feel a little bit more stable, especially in the hips. Taking your time, alternating. Five seconds, we transition. 3, 2, 1. Going in between down dog and high plank. Hips go up, hips drop down. Careful not to arch your back as you let your hips down. So don't drop too far. Just get them level to the floor. Make sure you don't get stuck in down dog as well. Get back to that plank. It's moving the whole time. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 30 seconds here, guys. Our final transition to our last round. Back around with our deadlift and our goblet squat. Coming up in about 15 seconds here. All right, grab that weight. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to work. Deadlift for 30, squats for 30. Hips back, chest up. First half, you're only doing a micro bend in your knee. Second half, you're really bending your knees and dropping your hips. Transitioning to that squat in 2, 1. Here we go. Get right into it. Now we're dropping the hips. Now we bend our knees. Heels stay flat on the ground, but hips are dropping lower. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 30 seconds here. Catch your breath. We're going into our last round of curls into overhead press. Got about 20 more seconds. Big rest at the end of this circuit. So here we go, back to work. In 3, 2, 1. Back to those bicep curls. Knees unlocked, shoulders down, elbows in. Ten seconds, and we transition into our overhead press. In 3, 2, 1. Overhead press. Shoulders away from your ears. Make sure those knees are still unlocked. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Weights down. 30 seconds off. Shake up the arms. Catch your breath. Swings are coming up. Right sided first, and then left. 2 more exercises, and then we go into a rest. Recover in between our circuits. All right, here we go. Swings coming up. In 2, 1. Back to work, right side, 30 seconds. Hike back, stand it up quick, wide legs. Keep breathing, transitioning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and switching over. We're on our left side now, last 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, weight down. 30-second transition. We have our last series of plank. Down to the mat, elbow touch plank, into our downward dog plank combination. After this, you can slowly take your time to get off the mat because we will be resting in between our circuits. So here we go. Last one. In 3, 2, 1. Back to work. 30 seconds of elbow touch plank. Keeping those hips where they are. Lifting that hand. Tapping that opposite elbow. Keeping the hands underneath your shoulders. Noticing if one side is harder than the other and where your core strength is. All right, let's transition downward dog into our high plank. I like to move my feet in a little closer for this one. Let's do what feels right for you. Remember, we're moving back and then we're moving right back into that plank. So we're always transitioning right back into plank. Don't get complacent in that down dog. It's not supposed to be a permanent rest station. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right, now you can rest. Take your time. I'm gonna do a couple minutes here. In between our circuits, you guys can grab some water, relax. Pause my timer here. And we'll talk about what we're doing in circuit number 2. All right. So format's pretty much the same. We're just swapping out exercises. Still 1 minute of working, 30 seconds of rest. Each movement's gonna have kind of 2 parts in it. So your new exercise number 1 is going to be forward lunges for the first 30 seconds, and then we're gonna go into side lunges for the second 30 seconds, okay? So you start feet together. I'm gonna start kind of in the middle of my mat, stepping forward and back, alternating right and left, okay? So right and left, forward, walking lunges. At 30 seconds, we're just gonna transition into our side lunges. Okay, so that's where I'm positioning myself here so that when I go to transition, I can immediately go side to side and I don't have to like do a full quarter turn or anything like that. So just make sure you got room in front of you and room to the side. 30 seconds alternating forward, 30 seconds alternating side to side. If you want to add weight to this, be my guest. I'm not going to add weight tonight, but that would make it more challenging. Your second movement, we're going to do bent over row for 30 seconds. Second half is going to be a tricep extension, okay? So bent over row, knees are unlocked, you're bent forward, you've got a flat back. Driving the elbows back, squeeze, release, that's your first 30, okay? At 30 seconds, you're going to hold those elbows up, kick back, okay? Use those triceps. That one's going to be a burner for 30 seconds, okay? Bent over row. On your last row, hold the elbows up, kick it on back. Our third exercise is the one we're coming to the mat for. So third exercise, you're going to come to your mat. You don't need weights. You're going to be doing a glute bridge and a leg lift, okay? So you're flat on your mat, hands come to either side. Glute bridge, you're lifting your hips off the floor, squeezing your glutes. You're slowly rolling back down, okay? As many as you can get, obviously, in your 30 seconds. From there, legs are going to extend. You can either keep them straight or you can bend them at 90, whatever is right for you, okay? Or maybe somewhere in between. Straight is gonna be harder, bent it'll be a little easier. You're gonna lower your legs down, lift up, trying to keep your low back on the mat, okay? For me, I probably will end up bending a little bit just because I'm starting to have a little bit of area in my core that's changing. So bent knee or straight leg, whatever works for you, but glute bridges for 30, and then we'll do leg lift for 30 seconds. From there, you got 30 seconds, we do come back up. So this circuit has a little bit more moving on and off the mat. We're gonna be going into clean and press. We're gonna do right side for 30, left side for 30, okay? So clean, we dip, come up to our shoulder, and we're gonna press overhead. Clean up to the shoulder and press overhead. Keep your elbows soft, but also your knees soft. 30 seconds, and then at 30 seconds, we just switch sides. To our left with a clean and press. Again, I'll call it out, so don't worry if you already forgot what we did. First thing, lunges, forward stepping lunges, and then side stepping lunges. And then we'll move from there. All right, one last swig of water for me, and then we'll get going. The same thing, guys, we'll go through 3 times everything. All right. So starting with those forward lunges, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then we go to side lunges. All right, here we go. In 4, 3, 2, 1. We're back to work, alternating our forward stepping lunges. Keep breathing, couple more. 5 seconds, we transition. 3, 2, 1. All right, lateral. Same thing, right to left. Stable leg stays in the middle, bending leg goes to the outside. Ten seconds. Almost there. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Shake out your legs. Done with the lunges for now. Moving on, number 2, bent over row into a tricep extension, okay? 2 weights, maybe on the lighter side if you've got options, because these are gonna probably start to burn towards the end, especially those triceps. 10 seconds, and we go. Feet underneath your hips, knees unlocked, flat back, shoulders back. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. We're back to work. Drive those elbows back, release those arms down, hold that strong core position. First 30 seconds, we're just rowing. All right, we're going to be transitioning about 5 seconds here. 3, 2, 1. All right, elbows up, arms go back. We're working on those triceps now, back of the arms. See if you can keep those elbows up above your rib cage, pointing back behind you. See if you can straighten that arm all the way when it goes back. Keep breathing, you got it. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, burn. Weights down. This is your transition down to the mat. Remember, we've got glute bridges and leg lifts coming up as our third exercise. So make your way down to your mat. Knees are bent, heels in towards your butt, hands on outside. Glute bridges for 30, and then we do the leg lift for 30. We start in 10 seconds. You got a moment here to get yourself down. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, back to work. So lifting the hips up, squeeze, lower back down. Hips come back down to the mat every time. Lift, squeeze, and lower. Lift, squeeze, and lower. See if you can keep your knees tracking in the same direction. Don't let them turn out as you lift your hips up. So we're going to be transitioning to those leg lifts here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, legs come up, either bent or straight, lowering down, pulling back up, lowering down, pulling up. The straighter your legs are, the more work on your core it will be. I'm doing the modified version. Do the version that feels right for you. Keep that low back pressing down towards the mat. You're almost there. A couple more. 3, 2, 1. All right. Here's your 30 seconds to transition. We are coming back up. I know, a lot of on and off of mat. Good for us. Clean and press is our last movement before we repeat. You still have 15 seconds if you're making your way. You don't have to jump up, but you have 30 seconds to get up and grab your weight. Clean and press right, 30 seconds. Then we go clean and press left, 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1. Back to work. Soft knees, soft elbows. Dip, drive to the shoulder, dip, drive overhead. Full body working together. Couple more, and we switch. 5 seconds. 2, 1, switch sides. Left side clean, left side press. Dip, drive to the shoulder, drive overhead. Keep it going, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds off. And then we repeat. So we're back at the top, guys. Alternating forward lunges, alternating lateral lunges. If you want to add weight to it, be my guest. We have 15 more seconds to catch your breath. So if you need to stretch, grab water, grab anything, now it's time to do it. And we're back to work in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Alternating forward lunges for the first 30 seconds. If you're not using weights, you can use your hands for leverage, kind of like how I do. Just keeps me to keep my back upright and balanced as I'm doing my lunges. Three, 2, 1, and switch. Lateral lunges. Right into it. Just a transition, not a break. Side to side. Outside leg is bending, inside leg is straight. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1, rest. 30 seconds off here. Transition, we're gonna be going to row and then those tricep kickbacks. Ten seconds, and we go. So thinking about that body position. Knees unlocked, back is flat. Here we go. 2, 1, we're back to work. Flat back, elbows driving back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Just focusing on that row for your first 30. Transitioning in 5 seconds into those kickbacks in 3, 2, 1. Elbows back, extend those arms. Focusing on our triceps, extending all the way. Breathe. 10 seconds. Keep going. Couple more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, we transition to the mat, guys. We have glute bridges and leg lifts. Got 30 seconds to make your way down on your back. Knees are bent. Hands outside of your hips. Get those knees tracking the same direction as your toes. We start in 5, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Lift those hips. Squeeze those glutes on top. Slowly lower down. Keep going. 10 more seconds and we transition. In 3, 2, 1. Legs come up, either straight or bent. Reach down to the mat. Pull back up to center. Pressing that low back into the mat. Breathe. Activating that low portion of your core. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 30 seconds of a transition here. Making your way off your mat. Last movement of the 4 is our clean and press. Single weight. Right side for 30, left side for 30. Still got 15 seconds to get your life together. All right, here we go. Back to the right side. In 3, 2, 1. Back to work. Dip, drive to the shoulder and drive overhead. Dip and drive. Right side first. Using that lower body to get that weight to the shoulder, and then using that lower body to get that weight overhead as well. So both movements, you're using both parts of your body. We transition to the left side in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we switch. Just switching sides. Motion stays the same. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. 30 seconds off. All right, guys, we got one more round to get through. One more, 4 exercises, 4 movements, I should say. One more circuit. 15 seconds, then we go. We're back to forward lunges and then side lunges. Transitioning at that 30-second mark. Back to work in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Forward stepping is first. Make sure you're stepping far enough too, so you don't feel like you're stepping on top of, or you're about to kneel on top of your front foot. Should never feel like your front foot, the heel is going to come up. If that's happening, you might need a longer step. Transitioning to lateral or side lunges in 3, 2, 1. Here we go, right into the side to side. From right to left. Last 30 seconds here. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, 1 down, 3 to go. Number 2, we've got our bent over row into our tricep kickback. Got about 20 seconds till we start. Take your moment, shake it on out. Grab water if you need to. All right, 10 seconds, and we go for it. In 3, 2, 1, back to work. Elbows back, shoulder blades together. Bent over row, chest is up, core is tight. Keep breathing. 5 seconds, we transition. 3, 2, 1. Tricep kickback. Hold those elbows high. Extend those arms back behind you. Straighten them out. Feel that strain from the back of your shoulder to the back of your elbow. Getting that tricep engaged. You're halfway, 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. All right, weights down. Last time we come to the mat for our glute bridges and leg lifts. 20 seconds till we go. Make your way down. Knees are bent, heels are in towards your butt, hands are outside your hips. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips. Make sure those knees aren't splaying outwards. They're staying straight. Activating the inner thighs as well. Switching in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Leg lift. Last 30. Bent or straight legs. Dropping the legs down towards the mat. Pulling back up to center. Keeping that low back pressed into the mat. And we'll go as far as you can go with control. Pulling and coming back up. Should feel this in that low ab area. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Last time to peel ourselves off the mat. 30 seconds to get there. We're doing clean and press. This is our last movement of the night. We got it. Clean and press right, clean and press left. 1 minute left of work. Don't quit with your last minute left. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dip. Drive to that shoulder, press overhead. Right side. Keep it moving. Full 30 seconds. All right, let's switch sides. Switching over to the left. Last 30. Last 30 seconds of the workout. Don't stop. Ten more seconds. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Nice work, guys. Set your weights down. Take your time. Shake it out. Grab some water if you need it. And when you're ready, we'll meet in a seated position for our stretches. You grab a chair. It's kind of nice to have a little cooler in the evenings. It doesn't get quite as hot when you're exercising, but I'm definitely way warmer than when I started. That's for sure. All right, let's extend our right leg out, heel down, toe up, leaning forward, flat back. Take a couple breaths. And bring your right leg in, extend your left leg out, heel down, toe up. And bring that left leg in. Take that right leg, either cross your ankle on ankle or ankle above the knee. Let that hip open out to the side. Take a breath there. You want to lean forward a little bit, get a deeper stretch if you can. All right, hand to the outside of the knee. I've got spinal twist on if you want, reaching behind you, looking over your right shoulder. And coming back through center, let's untwist. Shake out that leg, switch over to the opposite side. So either ankle on ankle or ankle above the knee. Letting that hip open up first. Leaning forward a little bit if you want a deeper stretch. And hand to the outside of the knee, reaching behind you, looking over your left shoulder. And coming back through center, untwist that leg, shake it on out. Sitting up nice and tall, let's bring our right arm across our body, hug it in nice and close. And then switching sides, left arm across the body. And two hands behind your back. Clasp the fingers together, drop your shoulders down. Bring those hands away from your back. Open up the chest. Stretch the neck here if you like. And then release those fingertips. Let them come in front, round that back. Push your shoulder blades apart. Pull those hands forward. Inhale in, inhale out. And then both arms up overhead. Sitting up nice and tall first. Inhale, and then reaching over to the right side. So let's stretch along the left side of your body. And back to center. Switching hands. Let's reach over the left side. Putting that on the right side of the body. And then back to center. Inhale up. And exhale. Out and down. Roll out the shoulders. Nice work, guys. Way to make it through.